And we are back with yet another session of Teach Me How to Cook. And this is the year 2025, and we just want to catch up with different tribes, different cultures, the food that they eat, what they did during the festive season. We just want to catch up with a few people here on our show, Teach Me How to Cook. With me here today, I have Caitlin Prince.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Caitlin Prince, and she's just going to introduce herself, and she's going to talk about her tribe, her tradition, and the food that they eat. My name is Elizabeth Bambi. Welcome to Teach Me How to Cook. Caitlin, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay. Can you please introduce yourself? Just a small biography about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Caitlin Prince. I am in my third year right now studying psychology. I'm a colored. And yes, I think that's it about me.
Where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I was born in Windhoek. I was born in Windhoek, and I also grew up here. I grew up in Komastad.
You grew up in Komastad.
Yes.
So Komastad is known for roosterbrood and braaivleis. They are good, and when it comes to roosterbrood and braaivleis, can you agree that because when you go at every corner you'll find somebody buying roosterbrood of braaivleis, and yeah, they're actually quite good with that.
Yes, I actually agree. Around every corner, you catch someone braaiing. You know, you can buy your roasted bread with your worshie. It's always a good deal as well. So who am I to say no?
Because I know the prices are actually also, they have good prices when it comes to, fair prices, if I have to say. So, how old are you?
I'm 20 years old now.
Oh, you are 20 years old.
Yes.
But let us talk about varsity life first before we get into your culture. How do you find the university so far?
I love it here. You know, I love the academics, but apart from that, I think I've met the people here that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I love being at UNAM. I've learned so many new things. It's only been a learning experience for me.
So you've met a lot of friends.
A lot of friends.
Different from different backgrounds.
Yes.
So I see the university is busy with the registrations. How do you think is it going? You know, since we are also talking about cultures and tribes, how do you think is it going? Meeting different personalities, different people, and how do you think is it going? How are the new students fitting in, or how do you finding the new students that are coming?
So with registration, I've met a bunch of different cultures. You know, I've had our Namibian cultures, you know, the Bambus, Herero, Kavango. Then I've also met some Zimbabweans, the Angolans. I love working here during registration because it opens up my mind. Because, you know, I would have never known someone was Zimbabwe by the way they speak. But now I can tell them by the accent. So I love that. I love being here for that. I love the fact that, you know, with this, I've had to, because in my psychology class, we have Zimbabwean as well. And they're the most friendly people I've ever met in my life. They are so nice and so caring.
Good to hear. So after the break, we're going to talk more about your culture and your background.
Thank you.
And we are back here on Teach Me How to Cook. I am still with the Caitlin. I like saying the Caitlin because, you know, when you are being interviewed, I feel like you're the most important person on this show. So I need to make you feel important. Yeah. So Caitlin, tell me a little bit more about the colored people.
So I don't mean to be prejudiced, but this is what I've encountered, especially over the festive season right now. Yo, Mara, the colors, they love to drink. Yeah, we love a sticky alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what my festive was about. We had alcohol, braaivleis, and potjiekos.
Alcohol, braaivleis, and potjiekos. And what is this one thing that stands out for the colored people? So I don't want to just make up stories, but if one thing I know that mostly you find coloreds in Komastad, right? Most of them are in Komastad.
Yes, that's right.
So I want to find out when it comes to what is this one thing that make colored people stand out?
Let's think now, because someone in my location, because I was gonna say the farming life, but that's just from my experience now. Because my friends, they live in Komastad as well. They have in their backyard, they have 3 ostriches, they have ducks, they have chickens. So I think our love for animals, I think, is what stands out the most about colored people.
Oh, you love animals and
Yes.
farming.
Farming.
Yeah,
We
obviously.
love farming.
That's part of. Can you tell me more about your parents and
my
how you
parents.
grew up, how you were raised? Yeah.
Okay. So I was raised very strict. I think I only started going out when I turned 18. My mother was never like, stay inside, don't do this. But she always encouraged me to move more towards, my future. She always told me to think about what you want to be. And that's also why I chose psychology, because she was the one who motivated me the most in terms of that. So yes, I grew up with my mom and my aunt, and then my father and a couple of my aunt's kids. So my cousins, my nephews, nieces. I grew up with them, and then obviously the street kids. But
Oh, the street kids. How was it growing up with them?
With my family.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the best time. I only have, it might be strict memories, tears involved, but it was the best time ever. Like, I remember once I went outside and I stepped in this big thorn, and I came inside crying, and she told me, "No, but I told you to wear shoes," instead of like comforting me. So I only have good memories from my family.
So one can say it was tough love.
It was tough love.
So would you say that the colored people, if they are all about family, they are big on family, right?
I do think we are big on family. In fact, like, how many cousins do I have? Ugh. And I know them all. And we are going to meet some in SA later this year as well. So my family really is colored people. We are very strong on family.
So you guys are originally from SA?
Yes, my mother and my aunt, they were born in SA, but then they moved here for school. Yes.
Can you take us through the morning? Because now we're gonna move into the food section. We got to know you a little bit. We got to know who you are, what you are studying. So now, can you take us a little bit through your festive season when you woke up in the morning? What were the things that you were doing? I know you slightly mentioned about the alcohol, but okay, it's interesting. I'm sure almost everybody was doing that when it comes to festive season. They look forward to that. But when you woke up in the morning during the festive season, what were you guys doing? And yeah.
So when I woke up, the first thing I would smell was the pap. My mom is very, very big on breakfast. So, we always ate pap in the morning, and then she would get to scolding because the house needed to be clean from top to bottom. So that would, festive, imagine I have to clean in festive. So we would eat the pap and then clean, and then for lunch, it was always a boerewors. Always boerewors and bread. That was lunch. During, like, maybe say during this, except the special days, because on the 25th we would have braai and the potjie kos was there, and then also for New Year's that's what we had as well.
So the food that you guys ate the most, or that you guys liked the most, or that you ate the most during the festive season was pap. Is it, they call it den pap? Is it den pap?
Yes, with the milk and everything.
With the milk and everything. Yes. Den pap, and then for lunch, boerewors.
Boerewors and bread.
Boerewors and bread. I don't know, I struggle a bit to make boerewors. Can you just, do you know how to make boerewors?
I do know how to make
boerewors. I want to know how you make boerewors. Because it might seem easy, but I struggle. Not that I don't know. Yes. I know how to cook serious food, but not to say that boerewors is not serious, but I struggle a lot.
Yes.
How do you make boerewors?
So we always put our pan on the stove, but then you need to turn the stove down to the lowest so that the pan can gradually heat up. And then you put the boerewors in there, and then you need to check it, because sometimes it's funny. Because sometimes she starts sticking to the pan. But if you put a little bit of oil and a little bit of water in there and put a lid on, then your boerewors will be fine.
Do you put extra spices?
No, we don't spice it.
You just eat it like that?
We just eat it like that.
What do you eat it?
So with the bread, and then with tomato sauce as well. Yeah, with the normal condiments, like my mother likes sweet chili. Yes, that's how we eat it.
Amazing. So what is your favorite food? Not now your parents or As a colored person, what is your favorite food?
I don't know if this, ties into me being a colored now, but I love spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I love that. And then the roasted bread just has a soft spot in the heart. I love the roasted bread.
Can you make either one of the two?
Yes, I can make the spaghetti bolognese, but because you need to learn how to knead the dough when you are making roasted bread, or the bread that you put in the oven. You need to learn how to knead those. So I haven't made time to learn from my mother yet, but I will.
So your mother make it?
Yes.
Can you, maybe there's somebody out there that doesn't know how to make spaghetti bolognese. Can you just teach the person on how to make spaghetti bolognese?
Okay. So, because we are a lot in my house, I think we're about 9 or 10 living together in my house. We take one pack of the spaghetti noodles, the normal ones, and then we break it in half. Yes, so you just put that, once the water is boiling, you put that in the pot with salt and oil, and then you just wait, and then to your taste, like how hard or how soft you want your spaghetti, you just taste that during the cooking process. And then for the mince, in our household, we put oil in the pot, and then onions, and then the spices. And then we wait until it, the house smells like, your eyes are gonna burn. Then we wait for that, and then you put the mince in. And then the potatoes with a little bit of water, and then spice it again. And then you put the tomato paste in there. And then that's your spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, so it's as simple as that.
It's as simple.
Do you put in like in any what do you call it, cheese or something?
No. Usually we give people the option to put that on top of it later, because not everybody in my house likes cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So the other thing that I wanted to find out, but I think we'll talk after the break. We'll talk more about the colored people and about her lifestyle being a colored, or let's not just say colored in general, but yeah, after the break. We are back, and I am still with Caitlin. She is telling us more about being a colored, or from the colored origin, or so we're gonna ask her more. Maybe there's something that she knows that we don't know about the colored people, so she must just fill us in. I mean, this is Teach Me How to Cook. We want to know not only about the food, but also we want to know about the different cultures, whether you are Kavango, whether you are Bambu, whether you are colored, whether you are Bastards, whether you are a Basta or you are Ochiherero. So we want to know more about your culture. So based on that, we will know, we will understand the different types of dishes which you eat or which you prepare. So Caitlin, can you tell us more about, are there any other dishes that the colored people like to prepare?
Okay, so if it's not the pap, I swear my mother is making like oven bread. She loves it so much, and just with butter. It's really good just with butter. So he would take a baking bread, like the meal. No, Afrikaans.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean,
So she would put that into a bowl, preferably plastic, so that when you are done kneading, it can just fall out nicely. And then you would put in oil and low water. It needs to be low water. Oil, low water, salt, the yeast, so that the dough can rise. The yeast, and yes, I think that's it. And a little bit of sugar as well. So when you are putting these in the oven, my aunt, she likes to put like a little bit of, she likes to mix some eggs up, and then she likes to just spread the eggs over the bread so that the bread can get this nice glowy color. Yes.
So that is now after the bread has, what do you call it?
She has risen.
Yeah, risen. I was at rice. So then, after the bread has risen, then that's when you put it. Do you prepare it in bundles, or do you just put them in? How do you put them in the oven? Because I just don't want to put one thing in there.
So she would take it and then just twirl it like this, and then when it's the size of your hand, she would just your palm size, and then when it's the size of her palm, she would roll it into a nice little ball. And then you also need to my mom likes using butter. She would tear down a piece of the butter's like the plastic the butter comes in, and then she would spread the butter in the pan, and then you would place your little dough balls in the pan, and then put a little bit of the egg on top, and then
so you need to make them into balls.
Yes, into like nice circles.
Nice circles. And then so there's no milk. It's only
just the bread with the butter.
Let's say Bakpro. Okay, Bakpro is a product, so there's a flour, yeah.
Yes,
or meal, like you said. So it's just meal.
It's just normal meal, and then all the other ingredients, and your bread will come out perfectly.
And okay, if this is how you make one broodjies, ne? Okay, if I have to translate it directly, we'll say oven breads.
Yes.
How do you make then what do you call it? Roaster bread.
Roaster bread.
Yeah. Is it the same way? Because you're talking about yes. Is it the same way, or how do you make?
Yes. Roaster bread would be exactly the same. But for roaster bread, you need to make sure how runny your dough is, because there is obviously the fear of the dough falling through the roaster. So yeah, with roaster bread, your dough needs to be a little bit more like together. Like she needs to be a little. You need to throw in a little bit more flour. Yes, to make the dough a little bit drier.
Also, with the roaster bread, the dough need to be dry. But you use the exact same ingredients.
Yes.
So the thing with the roaster bread, you just don't put it in the oven. You put it on the fire. On the cooler, okay?
Yes.
What do you call it in Afrikaans? Coals.
Yes, that's
I hope I have it. Because, okay, me, I'm also a bit, I'm too much into Afrikaans. Wow. So, I want to know, before we continue with the food, just for interest sake, I want to find out, if you have any idea of the origin of the colored people.
So we were taught that the colours were derived from the Basters, which originated from Reboth. They grew up there in Reboth and did their thing. But then, like a lot of my family members came from South Africa. They were born and raised there, so they are called Cape Coloureds then. Yes, so they have, the funny little accent and no teeth in the front. So, those are like my aunts and my uncles, and my grandfather and grandmother also. They are Cape Colored. So our branch is derived from Cape Town.
So you guys came from Cape Town, and then your branch is from Cape Town, and then you guys were residing, or you guys were in Reboth?
Yes, some of my family members split off then, and some of them went to live in Reboth, and then my mother and my aunt, they came to Windhoek.
Could you say that the coloreds and the Bastard culture is the same?
Yes, I would say that, because we get mixed up often, and a bunch of the things we do, it's also the same. So I do say that we are very, very similar.
You are very, very similar.
Yes.
And there's something that I see the Bastard people wear. Like, I don't know what you call it.
Is it in Afrikaans you call it the voorskoot?
A voorskoot, yes.
So, yeah.
It's like an apron or what?
Apron.
Apron. Yes, apron, yeah. I always see them wearing that, but they don't wear it only when they have to cook, but they wear it when, I don't know, when it's a traditional day.
Yes.
So I want to know, is it the same with you guys?
No, I think that's where we differ, because we don't have that, I want to say uniform per se. For cultural, that's why I always felt so left out, because at my schools we used to do cultural days, and for colors we don't necessarily have cultural attire like at all, but that's why we would jump ship a bit to the Bastard side so that I can wear my little apron.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
And you said the food is the same, because one see they are also into braai vleis, they are also into everything that they do. So do you still have family in South Africa?
Yes. My grandmother had 7 kids, and my aunt lives in SA now with her 3 daughters. Yes, so I still have cousins in SA.
So there are family members that never came to stay in Namibia, but they're still in SA. Do you travel to SA?
we went to Pretoria last year. So, and then when I was very, very young, we went to go visit them in Cape Town actually. So we don't like often go there because, you know, it's a little bit expensive and all that, but we speak to them. We speak to them often.
I can see that one thing that stand out is the fact that you also big on family as colored people. Um, what do you do as a family? Because they are in SA, you are in Namibia. Is there a slight difference between the cultures or how they do things? Though they are both, you guys are both colored, is there a difference between how they do things and you guys do things in Namibia?
Okay, so for them, it's only them from our family that's there. So, you know, they would call and text and all that. But this side, we, like the family closest to us, maybe in Ochibarongo. I have an aunt there as well. And then they would come down and then we'd maybe go to a lodge or go to the pool, like the whole family together as a reunion. And we would do this maybe like once every 2-3 years, or when the kids have done something, like I got into university or my cousin went for engineering, like for that we would get together and we'd celebrate that then. So I think that's the difference between us.
So when you went to SA, can you remember the things that you did as a family when you were to SA? You said last year, 2024.
Yes.
Oh, it's fresh. I thought it when you were maybe 8 years old or 3. So what is it where you guys were eating the pap and
they love to feed you. They love feeding you. So I love fruits. So they would always take me to the shop. They would walk with me to the shop, and it was super windy and you know all that. But she would always hold my hand, and we would go to the shop, and then she would buy me narkies and you know apples and all of that and chips. They love feeding you. So that's the thing about coloreds. I think they love to feed you.
I don't know if you know about this, but I just want to ask for interest sake, because there are colors from the south, there are colors from Rehoboth, and there are colors from Windhoek. Yes. Let's say colors from the south, colors from Hardap, and there are colors from Comas. Have you ever encountered any one of them for you to say that we are all the same in the way we do?
I feel like I have encountered them. I think we really are all the same. The only difference is in the way we speak. Because from Hardap, they are so straight. They say the thing the way it is. And from the south, they have the little accent on the tongue going on, and you know the poort is what you call it in Afrikaans. No teeth in the front. So yeah, I think we really are all the same, except for the way maybe like in SA they have the language, and then in Hardap they are so straightforward. So I think that those are things that you are raised with. But in terms of culture, you know, what we eat and all of that, I think we are all still the same.
There's something that I like about the colored, and it's called this salad that they always make on Easter. There's a few food items that I wanna mention. I don't know if you guys also do them. Do you have the Easter the curry fish?
Yes. Oh, I love curry fish. And I don't know if this is there's an uncle that would come and he would always sell it like out of his car. And then the jars are different. It's like a mayonnaise jar, but he cleaned it out all nice, and then he would put different types of curry fish in it. I love curry fish so much.
So you love curry fish?
I love it.
I know, because I know it's a colored thing. Yeah? Especially I see it mostly from the people in the south, from Lutherans and actually let's say coastal area people.
Yes.
But you guys are more on meaty side, but
yes.
yeah. So I think I also love. Do you have any words or remarks you'd like to anything that you would like to I don't want to say encouragement, maybe you don't want to encourage anybody, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Anything that you like to say to anybody who is watching when it comes to tradition and family and things like that? And yeah,
I just want to say meeting like different traditions is, I think, the greatest pleasure that I've had. I love meeting new people, and I love being taught about what you believe in, and you know, your culture and all of that. And I just want people to keep an open mind as well, because you know, what you do I might not do, but what I do you might also not do. So but we could still be friends, you know, we could still get along. So I think the open mind is all, you know, that I'm leaving here.
It was really nice talking to you, Caitlin, and it's the first time that I'm getting a lot of information out of a colored person when it comes to you actually do have a culture based on what we spoke about. In as much as it seemed like maybe other people are extra, but you actually do have a culture that make you stand out. It was really nice talking to you, and we wish you nothing but the best with your studies and the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.